And now, Spotlight Montana with Laurel Staples.
Miss Montana is set to debut on the silver screen. Return to the Big Skies documents the restoration of the historic World War II era airplane and its Atlantic crossing to the beaches of Normandy to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. In the Spotlight Montana, I have a conversation with Eric Komberec, president of the Museum of Mountain Flying, on the making of the film, what viewers can expect, and what's next for Miss Montana.
These guys, they're just like, oh, we're just going to take this airplane, we're going to fix it up, and we're going to fly it over the ocean. Are you crazy?
It had not flown in at least 18 years.
God, do you think we could really pull something like this off?
Really? You guys are going to do what?
Eric, when I watched the trailer for this movie, Return to the Big Skies, it just brings tears to my eyes. Your reaction when you first watched it?
Well, our first time was in Oshkosh this year with Montana and a lot of the crew that, made it all possible. So, yeah, it was a real emotional experience for all of us and a great way for us to look back at, what we all really accomplished. So many of us were so busy passing, kicking the ball down the field. We never really got time to sit and, watch the story unfold like probably, the community did. So for us, maybe I think that was the first time we actually got to sit there and realize how spectacular what we were able to achieve and the lives we were able to touch and how it's just transformed the museum for us, So, yeah, I think it was pretty, like you said, emotional, and there was some tears shed and a lot of great feelings. So it definitely was an awesome way to tell the story for everyone that, might not have followed the whole journey and realized how hard these people worked.
So 2 showings come up, and it's the first for Montanans to get a chance to see it. What can they expect?
Well, a lot of, I think, Eric Ristow, One Acre Films, I'm glad we were able to bring him on from the very beginning when, we never knew this was going to be a success story. We knew, it had the means to become one, but, right up until the day before we left, we didn't know we were going to be able to make it.
Thanks for coming. It really means everything. And this is a statewide effort. We didn't want to just be a Missoula project or a museum project. We want to represent the whole state of Montana, veterans, smoke jumpers, and especially the guys that died at Man Gulch.
So it's got a lot of history to it. It's got a lot of drama, obviously. It's got, and it's a saga series. We hope not to, to keep the story going. So it's a mix of all those things with emotion and real people and the early history and the early roots of Montana and aviation and a lot of stuff on Bob Johnson and, what, not just our airplane, but what the whole, the reason for our museum is. So I think he did a great job at honoring all of those and then being able to honor the volunteers that made this possible and something that they'll be able to show their, sons and grandsons and daughters and family members of what they were able to partake on.
Your favorite parts in the show?
Boy, I thought it was really neat personally, the piece that you did on my grandfather and the pictures that my mom and uncle were able to provide him and the history there. So I thought for me that was really special. Obviously the interviews with my father and the storytelling of Bob Johnson and a little bit of that history mixed with all of the individuals that obviously I became really close friends and their personal views on the project and why they wanted to be involved. And I think it was all very special to me.
Well, then let's talk about the making of the film, behind the scenes, what it was like and having cameras around you, any stories about that whole process that you'd like to share?
Well, yeah, for, myself and a few others, obviously we were so busy involved with the maintenance and the logistics and the fundraising. And it's really hard to to make time for videographers and do interviews and things like that. But obviously it's interesting to be able to tell the story, and it's a must. And Kim Brigerman with the Missoulian, he was instrumental in telling the story from the beginning. I think his first writings of what we were attempting to do, and yourself and some of the other organizations that really picked this story up, and you guys are the ones that made this story circulated not only around the United States but the world. So it really was a community effort, and got to know a lot of amazing reporters and magazine article coverage. Germany just loves this airplane. We were just in countless aviation articles in Germany and over in Europe. AOPA was a big supporter of this project. EAA at Air Venture. So they all helped get the story circulated, and certainly made the fundraising possible.
And of course, there's several scenes of Miss Montana, of course, flying. And what was it like to capture those images?
Oh, yeah. Well, that obviously a special thanks goes out to Minuteman Aviation, who donated a really nice helicopter and an outstanding pilot to be able to get that aerial footage. Without that helicopter and that great pilot, that was some of the best aerial flying that Eric Ristow, the videographer, said he'd ever had done. So a lot of amazing aviation talent right here in Missoula, and Minuteman Aviation, they donated all of that to the project. So, but that really, that's what captured some of those amazing air-to-air shots of Miss Montana flying around the valley and across the M and all of that. But just amazing, remarkable what can be done.
Well, run through the details of what's planned for the 2 showings.
Well, we're so excited about this film that we just couldn't wait to, not show it this year. So Saturday, September 11th, at my private airstrip in Kalispell, we're going to host a fly-in, and we're going to do a barbecue dinner with some special events. We're going to drop some skydivers and a few other maybe some flybys, and then we're going to have sounds like it might be an indoor movie. We'll have to talk to the weatherman, but sounds like we might have a slight chance of rain. But we have a hangar to show the film in. We hope to have around 150 to 200 people. That will be lots of room to be safe and enjoy this outdoor film. And we're going to have popcorn and just have a Kalispell appreciation days. This wasn't just a Missoula project. There were so many people from all over the state, and so it's a way to let them be able to view this movie as well. A lot of supporters in Kalispell. And then September 18th at Big Sky Amphitheater, they're going to have a large venue there, and there'll be catering vehicles for food and beverages, and so we'll have 2 events, September 11th and September 18th, and we're going to do our best to honor the veterans and the people that made this project happen.
And last I checked, I know tickets were going really fast. So where can our listeners, our viewers, go to get tickets?
Well, we've got a website, missmontanamovie.com, and possibly you'll be able to provide the link for people, but they should be able to get that. And then I think there'll be a few left we're holding at the door at Big Sky and of course in Kalispell at the Sky Ranch Airstrip. So we'll make sure that everybody who wants to see the film can. Eventually the plans are to be able to have DVDs made, and we'll be able to sell those hopefully on the internet and through the museum. So we got a lot of requests for people all over the country that want to see this. So we got big plans for it. Hopefully it makes it on the streaming internet channels, and we're able to tell the story all over the world.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it, and congratulations on this achievement. Yeah. The proceeds from the the showings go to Miss Montana, to keep Miss Montana flying, right?
Yep. Yeah. Keep her flying is kind of what we titled this. So just another, a barn raising, fundraising event to, our biggest challenge is the insurance costs and fuel and maintenance every year that, now that we've got the plane back to flying condition, we need to stay on top of it and keep it there. So that's some pretty substantial investment every year that we need to be able to contribute to keep the airplane flying. So every little bit helps. So we appreciate it, the community support, and look forward to bringing on some new members, so hopefully to the museum that, might not have known where we were at. And we've got some exciting news. We're looking at possibly, some other chapters across the state, maybe some other, buildings and another museum chapter. So it's a good way to get the outreach across the community and let them know what we're doing, and hopefully tie in with some education in the future for young aviation mechanics and pilots.
So a lot going on here. All right. Well, any final message that you'd like to share? Well,
we hope the whole town of Missoula shows up September 18th. We've got a lot of room, and a lot of great people have organized these two events, and we'd love to have everybody at Kalispell at my house September 11th at 5:30 if they can make it. And right. They can reach out to us on Facebook, of course, the Miss Montana to Normandy and beyond.
But nobody has done the mission that we're about ready to set out and do.